Preliminary round game, Finland against Team Sweden. And we're ready to introduce the starting lineups down at center ice.
In goal, number 1, Peter Lindmark. Number 2, Anders Elderbrink. Number 3, Tommy Appleton. Number 16, Ben Gustafsson. Number 24, Magnus Rupe. Number 26, Mats Nassholm. Now the starting lineup for Team Finland. In goal, number 1, Kari Tako. Number 8, Pile Siren. Number 17, Jari Kuri. Number 21, Christian Rutu. Number 23, Hanu Virta. And number 26, Petras Rico. As is the custom in international hockey, the two captains, Ben Gustafsson and Jari Kuri, will now exchange gifts on behalf of their teams. And now introducing the members of the official party for today's ceremonial face-off. Canadian Tire is a proud supporter of sports for people of all ages and communities across Canada, from the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association to the Calgary 1988 Olympic Winter Games. Representing the grassroots of hockey is Sean Tobin of the North Sydney Minor Hockey League. Representing the Canadian National Freestyle Ski Team is Anna Fraser, who will represent Canada in the 1988 Winter Olympics. Anna goes into the 1987-88 season as the #1 Canadian National Women's Aerials and Combined Champion and as the #2 Women's Combined Skier on the Grand Prix World Cup circuit. The winner of the Women's Aerial event at the 1987 Freestyle Olympic Preview Competition, she hopes to repeat her performance at the Olympic Winter Games in Calgary next February. Representing Canadian Tire is dealer Mr. Ian McKenzie. Representing the sponsor of the Labatt Canada Cup is Mr. Dave Bryson, Maritime Promotions Manager of Labatt Breweries. Will the captains please come to center ice? Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthems of Sweden and Finland by Johnny O'Coin.
the Labatt Canada Cup. There you go. Welcome back to Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. A capacity crowd in excess of 5,000 on hand, and the officials for this hockey game. In the middle is the referee, Paul Stewart from the United States, Ron Finn of Canada, of course, an NHL veteran linesman, and Mikhail Gelinovsky of the USSR will be the linesman for this game. Gary Green looking forward to a good one. Finns have been a disappointment, frankly. An awful lot of individual talent on this team, but when they try to put it all together, something is missing.
Well, a lot is going to rest on the shoulders of Kari Takko today. He is an excellent goaltender. He has got North American experience, so today will be a big test for him.
And the lineup's brought to you by Dodge Trucks, and there is the lineup that Takko will be facing. The lineup of the team Sweden, of course. A couple of changes.
Well, certainly Esa Tikkanen can start a war out there. Reijo Ruotsalainen is not playing. He has gone back to Finland because his wife has given birth to a new baby boy.
Okay, we'll get underway here from the opening face-off. The puck dumped quickly down the ice, and we will have an icing call right away against the Swedes in the opening seconds of play from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Beautiful Sunday outside here in the Cape Breton part of the country. But inside, the action is decidedly wintry. A little warm in the building, and it may get a little hotter.
And Michael Gelinovsky of the Soviet Union.
So the face-off now to the left of Peter Lindmark in the Swedish nets. The Swedes in the dark blue uniforms with the white and gold trim. And the Finns in a predominantly white color with the blue pants and the dark blue trim. Anders Eldebrink. Kuri moves up to make the check. They tried to hit Rupe with the long pass, and instead Hannu Virta got back there, and then for the second time in a minute, we have an icing call against Sweden.
Well, we talked about Ruotsalainen for Finland leaving their defense. That kind of leaves them a little bit short out there. However, a couple of their best defensemen have been Hannu Virta and Timo Jutala.
And the lineup's brought to you by Dodge Trucks. Peter Lindmark, the Swedish goalkeeper, has played in all of the games that Sweden has played in this tournament, has been very steady, and has not really had an easy game in the entire lineup.
Peter Anderson, their big defenseman, is not playing today in favor of Tommy Samuelsson. We'll talk more about that later.
Lars Karlsson around to Eldebrink. Kuri checking him. Eldebrink shovels it over center. And finally they get it into the Finnish zone without incurring an icing. The Finns buzzing around. Kuri now breaks out into the center ice area. Drops it now for Skriko across the line looking for Viren. There's a good shot. Nice pass there by Skriko to set it up. And the Finns just missed getting a direct shot on goal. Here's a long shot by Siren from the point. A scramble in front of Lindmark. Eldebrink tries to control. The puck goes instead to Ruutu. He just threw it into the slot area in front of the net, and Eldebrink was right there but could not get it out. Now the Finns closing in and trying to make a shot once again. Lindmark made the save, and the Finnish player took the net right off the moorings. And that is called on the play.
Peter Skriko ended up taking the goal right off of its hinges, but the Finns are applying some pressure here on some sloppy defensive efforts here by Team Sweden. If the Swedes are going to win in this very important game to them, they must control the play out there. Their game is superb passing, skating, puck possession. So far, they've been a little sloppy in all those areas.
Järvi, Hagman, and Tikkanen up front now for Team Finland. Jutala. And looks like Gronstand on the blue line for the Finns. And Sweden going with Karlsson, Utila now keeps it in at the line, shovels it in behind the net. Lindmark, and there's Kent Nielsen, and he was the player I was looking for because he was shaken up in a previous start, and they weren't sure until after the warm-up whether or not he would play. But Kent Nielsen is in the lineup for Team Sweden. He's wearing number 15. Carlson works his way out towards center, tried to set it up for Nielsen, and the puck is cleared down to Kari Taco. Sundstrom now in the corner, shovels it behind the net. Nielsen throws it in front. There's a chance right on. Taco had to be very sharp on that close-in play by Carlson. Utila flips the puck into the Swedish zone. Thomas Jonsson is there, around on the boards for Carlson. He leaves it for Nielsen. 2 minutes gone in the first period. No score in the hockey game. The Finns have had 2 good chances. The Swedes just had their first shot on goal of the hockey game. Jonsson works his way across the line. Got away from the checker, Mikko Makala, and across the line, and it's offside at the blue line. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. I'm not really getting anything that I can call program sound.
Well, you take a look at Kent Nielsen, as Peter had mentioned. He was questionable about playing today. Apparently he was injured early in Friday night's game. Nielsen is in the lineup though, but possibly with a bad leg.
Taco in the corner, cleared it to the line. Michael Telvin keeps it in, takes a shot that somebody deflected, and that nearly went in the top corner behind Taco. Now the Finns shovel it towards the line. Glove pass not called, 2-on-1 break. Here's the Finns coming right for the net, and a good defensive play there by Tommy Samuelsson. It comes back out to the line. Quick shot. Lindmark kicked that out smartly. A penalty coming up. And it'll be to Tommy Samuelsson of Team Sweden.
Well, Samuelsson, who had broken up a great 2-on-1 play, ends up then taking a penalty, and you can see right in front of Peter Lindmark. The referee to the right of your screen, his hand was up, and Tommy Samuelsson, who's not a very big guy, 5'9", 171. We told you earlier that he was inserted into the lineup in place of great big Peter Anderson. Anderson, who has played so well for this
Team Sweden's penalty to number 7, Tommy Samuelsson.
has
2
not
minutes for holding
performed well
at
as of late. And as a
2:45.
result, Anderson finds himself
Samuelsson
not
for
dressed
holding
for today's game.
2:45.
Utila keeps it in at the line. Now the Finns control behind their own net. It comes back out to Utila at the point. To Christian Ruutu, Buffalo Sabre. Forward. Ruutu and Utila are the only players to touch the puck so far. There's a blast by Ruutu and a good save by Peter Lindmark. Now it comes back out to the line. Utila will try his lock right on. Lindmark kicked that into the corner. And quickly Albalin gets it as far as the line, and they roll it. It came out across the line. Good call there by the official. And a little bit of stick work.
You notice how patient the Swedes were when they were killing off the first part of that penalty. They'll have a little bit more difficulty when this man, Jari Kurri, comes out on the ice as he is now. But the Swedes were staying in that very tight box. They were not going out and chasing the puck carrier. They were just making sure, as they've done throughout this tournament, that no one was able to enter that slot and get a good shot on Lindmark.
Gustafsson out there now with Mats Naslund to kill off the penalty for the Swedes, who pump it down into the Finnish zone. Siren and Utila rather, are on the defense on this power play, and up front it's Skriko, Ruutu, and Jari Kurri, and the puck has cleared the length of the ice. The Finns will be called for offside.
We're talking about the Swedish penalty-killing system, and you can recall in the very first game, the Swedes versus the Soviets last Saturday night in Calgary. The Swedes did an exceptional job And Tommy Sandlin, the coach of this team, has designed this penalty-killing system that he feels will be effective. They've got no reason to feel it will not be. It was successful during the World Championships in Vienna last year, which earned them the championship.
Tikkanen, Hagman, and Järvi out there on the forward line now for Team Finland. A minute to go in the penalty to the Swedish player, Samuelsson. And the Finns work their way into the center ice area. Tikkanen takes a big hit, pumps it in on the boards. Good check there by Carlson. And the Swedes clear it back down the ice. .38 seconds left in the penalty. That pass broken up smartly at the line by Carlson. Dropped it to Naslund. Here's a centering pass right in front, and Tikkanen did a good job to follow Gustafsson right back into the zone. Naslund nearly got loose, and the Swedes buzzing around alertly. And the puck is on the mesh, and there's no further play.
Well, Ronald Murphy's team, you see the coach of the Finnish team, has really got no pressure on them, Peter. Yesterday in practice, they were as loose as a goose, and for good reason. They know that their chances of going any further in this tournament are all over. However, they can act as the big spoilers today. That's what the Swedes are going to have to do more effectively throughout this game. They can play aggressively. We saw that against the Soviets. However, against this Finnish team, who are more aggressive than the Swedes normally, they are going to have to play the body out there.
A small break in the action while Ron Finn does some repair work in the crease of Kerry Taco. And now we're set to resume play. 15:35 to go in the first period from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And there is no score in the hockey game. Siren. Makala now sets it up for Gronstad. Delayed offside at the line. Janssen takes it back in behind his own net. Eldebrink clears it out and down the ice, and there's 3 seconds left in the penalty, so good penalty killing there by the Swedes, who actually had the better of the scoring chances in the last 2 minutes. Eldebrink now. Long pass across here to the Rundqvist. And just as quickly the Finns start back. This is Makala working his way in across the line. Good physical play there, and Talvin clears the puck around on the boards, gets it as far as the line, and the Finns will regroup at center. Utila across the line. Suominen can't get loose, chops it in behind the net as the Finns make a quick change. And now Eldebrink. Up to Carlson. Anders Carlson, good shot, and right on, and Taco had to be very quick with the glove hand. Long pass up into the center ice area. Bergquist broke that up. Here is a nice pass at the line, and
Anders Carlson gets a couple of good scoring opportunities here. Taco makes 2 glove saves. That's the first one. Shortly after that, Carlson coming in across the blue line. Watch him. A good little drop pass here. He winds up. He's in good scoring position with a screen initially set up. Taco does the splits, catches that puck, pulls it right out of midair with that glove.
Both plays set up beautifully by Håkan Sodergren, number 22. Now there's a shot from the slot area, and the Finns are lucky to get it out into the center ice area. Michael Anderson takes the return pass, missed it, and finally it's chopped out to center by Tommy Eklund of Team Sweden. Blomqvist now shoots it right back in again. Janssen looking to make a pass, is checked instead and gets it over to teammate Lars Carlson. Janssen Up into the center ice area. Pettersson shoots it in across the line. Anderson was tied up, couldn't get to it, and now Timo Blomqvist will start the Finns back out of their own zone. It's cleared down the ice by Ruutu. It goes across the line, and that'll be an icing call as it was shot from the Finnish side of center. We'll take a break. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Center 200 filled almost to its 5,000 seat capacity for this game between Finland and Sweden on a beautiful Sunday in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Delighted you could join us. I'm Peter Watts with Gary Green and Howie Meeker, and Kerry Taco makes yet another glove save and clears the puck out into the center ice area. Taco has been very steady here with some difficult chances in the opening 6 minutes of play, and we get another whistle. Off back inside the Finnish zone.
Well, that is the Finnish mascot.
I thought that was Jim Van Horn for a minute.
This mascot hasn't
here
done
as well with us.
Heck of a lot of good during this Canada Cup tournament. This line that is out there right now for the Swedish team, Naslund, Gustafsson, and Rupe, they have got to do it for Team Sweden today. They really have got to lead the offense for this club. Rupe, the least experienced player on that line. He is a Philadelphia Flyer draft choice and will be in their training camp shortly after Canada Cup.
Christian Ruutu is in the penalty box for roughing, and so now it'll be Team Finland with the or Team Sweden rather with the power play. Eldebrink starts things back now for the Swedes, works his way to the line, falls over a hockey stick. Now the Swedes move in quickly. Gustafsson throws it back out to Eldebrink at the line. He has to get rid of it into the corner. Magnus Rupe leaves it for Naslund. It comes back out to the line, kept in there. There's a shot right on, and good traffic in front of Taco. He had to be very sharp there with Rupe standing right in the crease. Here's Rupe once again, trying to work his way in front to Naslund. Back to the line. Here's another shot, just missed the open net. And the Finns finally control, and Curry shoots it down the ice.
You can see what the Swedes were trying to do there. Very much like a North American power play. Rupe was trying to get in front of Taco, cause some problems. Gustafsson in the slot, trying to set up a deflection, and they were shooting from the point.
Nielsen works his way in across the Finnish blue line. Shoots it around behind the net. Naslund still out there on a long shift. Centered it right in front for Nielsen. And the Swedes have to come back out to center. Karlsson. Jonsson now. Up to Kent Nielsen. Nielsen on a bad leg is skating pretty well. Nielsen takes the pass. Big shot. Oh, that just about took Kerry Taco's head off. And the Swedes are lucky to keep it in at the line. Now the Finns break quickly to center. Still killing this penalty. Good defensive play there by Rundqvist at the line. And Thomas Rundqvist comes back for the Swedes. Works his way in across the line. Gronstand held him up. Nielsen went to get the loose puck. And the Finns control once again. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Makala works his way in across the line, or Suominen make that. And it's cleared around, and the Finns have killed the penalty effectively. Karlsson and Jonsson behind the net. And this is Lars Karlsson to Jonsson. Thomas Jonsson works his way in across the line. Poke check by Makala, and the puck comes back out to center. 10:50 to play in the first period. Still no score in the hockey game. The Swedes have had the better of the chances to this point. Taco clears it around. Blomqvist missed it. There's a shot by Anders Karlsson that went wide. Karlsson has had 2 outstanding scoring chances in this first period. Blomqvist shoots it into the zone. It's left behind the net by Samuelsson. Now Michael Talbot, a Boston Bruin defenseman, shoots it out to center. Carlson tried to find the open man Sodergren and couldn't. And now Blomqvist controls. Suominen.
An awful lot of neutral ice play out there right now. Neither team gaining that blue line.
Helminen shoots it into the zone, and just as quickly Telvin breaks that up and sets it up for Samuelsson. To Anders Carlson. There's a shot toward the side of the net. We'll have an interference call coming up against the Finns. Another shot. Taco came out, kicked that into the corner. And now we get the whistle. We'll take a break. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Opening period, and there's no score.
Teppo Numminen ends up with a tripping penalty. You can see number 21 for the Swedes, Lars Gunnar Peterson. He was heading for that net, looking for the deflection. He didn't get it, but he did draw a penalty. Finns in the box again.
So the Swedes on the power play for the third time in the period. Anderson won the draw. Eldebrink with the shot. Anderson ready and fires, and Taco made another big save. Harry Taco has been the story of a sluggish first period here so far. And now the net is off its moorings and we get another whistle.
Lars Gunnar Peterson, who had been inserted in the lineup, he did not play against the Soviets. A lot of the reason? Well, he's a great goal scorer, but not great at back-checking. He's had a couple of good chances as of the last few minutes. Watch right there. Peterson just ends up picking up that puck and blasting it. Taco gets over there right at the last second, but Lars Gunnar Peterson is an offensive style player for the Swedish team, and after game one, he was inserted into the lineup.
So the face-off to the left of Kari Taco. 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the Finnish penalty to Numminen. And the puck comes out to Telvin at the line. Thomas Janssen, right on, scores!
Well, a man with lots of experience back in the blue line, experience in North American play, Thomas Janssen, the New York Islander defenseman, ends up with possession of the puck. After that face-off, the Swedes won it. Clearly back to the point. Now watch, as it crosses over to Janssen, he walks in, you can see it. Taco was beaten, he could see it all the way there. Thomas Janssen with the first goal of the hockey game.
So a game that Sweden has to win to make it into the medal round, and the Swedes get on the scoreboard first on a goal on the power play by Thomas Janssen. Michael Talbot will get one assist, and that came at 10:38, and now the Swedes are buzzing in again, and Taco stands up and makes the good save right on a good close-in shot from the slot. Now the Finns try and get out once more. Bankman or Ruutu make it. Ruutu. And the puck comes back outside the line as Utila could not keep it in. Ronstand and Utila on the blue line for Team Finland. Kuri missed the shot. Rupe sets it up in the slot. Gustafsson and Naslund was hauled down. And the puck comes out into the center ice area to Rupe to Eldebrink. Naslund to Janssen. And we get it offside at the line.
That goal by Thomas Janssen, assisted by Telvin and Anderson. Janssen seeing the ice out there. He's made a couple of good rushes in the neutral ice area, gaining the blue line. He's a heads-up defenseman out there that can see the whole ice surface. That's what's made him valuable for the New York Islanders.
The Finns try once more to break out into the center ice area. They get as far as the line, and Blomqvist has to regroup in the center ice area. Now he shoots it in behind Peter Lindmark, who had a couple of saves to make early in the first period, but hasn't been too busy the last 5 minutes or so. Rundqvist gets in as far as the line. Samuelsson shovels it towards the corner. Nielsen taken in on the boards by Numanen. Blomqvist clears it around on the boards. Blomqvist to Hagman, to Tikkanen. Esa Tikkanen, the Edmonton Oilers left winger, shoots it into the Swedish zone. Now it's Rundqvist out into the center ice area. Sundstrom can't control. Rundqvist carries on. Nielsen takes the pass into the slot area. Here's Janssen once again. He was hauled down by Järvi. Anu Virta around on the boards, and Tikkanen will try his luck once again. Can't get it out. Now finally does. Finns changing with the play right in front of their own bench. And the Swedes, Michael Talvin, able to control it along the boards. Then he gives it away. Makala moves up behind the net. Makala in the corner. Gets some help finally from Telmanen. And now we're going to get a penalty call against Michael Talvin for holding. 6:41 to go in the first period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Dragged down.
Who's I heard you that time?
Dragged down.
I think it was Makala.
Didn't drag him down, he took a dive.
Team Sweden's penalty, number 27, Michael Telvin. 2 minutes for holding.
Telvin ends up with a holding penalty. Watch as he has got the butt end of his stick there just underneath of Makala's arm. Now Makala, I think at that point in time, decided that was good enough to go down for, and it may just draw a penalty. That it did.
Makala moves into the slot area, shoots it over top of her, off a hockey stick actually. It wound up in the corner, and here comes the Swedes out of their own zone once again. Berta broke that up in the neutral ice area. And now Siren starts back for Finland. And the puck goes off a stick and over the glass behind Peter Lindmark.
Peter, we've really had a pretty lifeless game here so far. One would have expected the Swedes to come out with a real intense effort out there, taking the body, moving the puck as they're capable of. Neither team has looked as though they have wanted to win this hockey game too badly. For the Finns, we understand that there's not a great deal of reason for them to play well other than to be the spoilers and to go home at least acknowledging the fact they beat the Swedes. However, for the Swedes, it's life or death today.
Skriko cleared it around on the boards. Kent Nielsen got after it there. Utila kept it in at the line. Skriko behind the net. Works against Janssen. Now it comes around on the boards to Ruutu. He throws it across. Good pass to the point. Gronstad to Utila. Back to Ruutu. 5:45 to go in the first period. Right in front. What a save Lindmark made. Best stop of the period on Gronstad. Brilliant goalkeeping by Lindmark. Nielsen now shoots it into the Finnish zone. Down to 50 seconds left in the penalty.
Thomas Janssen let Gronstrand walk right in there, totally undefended.
Skriko moved up trying to take the pass. Naslund cleared it out and down the ice, and Tommy Eklund, instead of going for the long skate, went to the bench for a rest instead. Utila now back up through the center ice area. Skriko across the line, sets it up for Christian Ruutu. Some heavy work along the boards there. The official nearly got hit with a high stick, and now Eldebrink works his way across the finish line. Naslund is in the deep slot looking for a pass. Eldebrink instead just clears it back over the boards and out of play.
Well, Eldebrink there looked as though he was Hercules carrying that puck. Meanwhile, Jari Granstrand, the defenseman for the Finnish team, did nothing to stop him. Naslund, if he ever starts using his speed out there in today's game, will walk right around those Finnish defensemen pretty easily. The Finns not being very aggressive and certainly not taking the body.
So the face-off to the right of Kerry Taco. We have 12 seconds left in the penalty. And there is 4:53 to go in period one. It is 1-0 in favor of Sweden on a goal by Thomas Jansson. Carlson with the big shot from the point is away wide. Tikkanen clears it back into the corner. Verta sets it up for Tikkanen. And finally it is Siren. Back to Vertala. Telvin out of the cleared it to the line. Carlson broke up that Finnish foray. Tikkanen just waited for the puck to come to him, and unfortunately for him, Sundstrom went and got it first. Nielsen with a nice move to get it in along the boards. And Sundstrom nearly got a chance for a shot, and now the Finns start back. Hagman, long pass across ice. That's thrown into the corner. Telvin is after it there. Rundqvist now throws it up into the center ice area. Nielsen just dropped it off. Sundstrom up for Nielsen. And it slides down the ice, and we will get another icing, this time against Sweden. 3:48 to go in period one. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Center 200, Sydney, Nova Scotia. Sweden against Finland. Preliminary round action of the Canada Cup. 87, 3:48 to go in the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Swedes. And Anders Eldebrink of Team Sweden controls the puck in his own zone. Sodergren threw it up through the center ice area. Rundqvist tipped it into the zone. And the Finns are clearing it right back out again. And down the ice. And that will be an icing call against Finland.
Interesting, the Swedish team were saying before the game that they were hoping to be able to get ahead by a couple of goals. If they did that, they felt they would take the firepower out of the Finns. Well, so far, the Swedish team is ahead by one goal, and it looks as though they're just playing well enough to stay ahead, and the Finns aren't doing a heck of a lot about it.
No, I've been very surprised and a little disappointed. There's so many good individual talents on Team Finland, and yet something is missing when they try and put it all together, and I don't know what it is. Eldebrink tipped it towards the front of the net, and the Finns clear it out into the center ice area.
Well, you know, it has been the NHL players on Team Finland that have been the biggest disappointment for this team.
Sodergren dumped it towards the net. Kept in at the line by Tomi Elbelin. Now it comes back out towards the line. Eldebrink kept it in. Sodergren threw it back into the slot. He's made some good passes into that area in this game, looking for teammates. Now Seppo across the line, missed the net with a hard shot. And Anders Carlson starts this Swedish thrust out of his own zone. Plays a couple of games with Finnish players and promptly loses the puck at his own line. Gronstad takes over for Finland. Gronstad in across the line. Now here's a chance for Team Finland. There's a chance right across in front of the net for Järvi. And Seppo now takes his man in on the boards, and here come the Swedes back. Sodergren works his way across the line, took a hit, gave the puck to Eklund, then went after the loose puck in behind the net, and Gronstad got there first and cleared it out to Kilonen. Lars Carlson. 2:10 to go in the first period. 1-0 for the Swedes. Michael Anderson tips it into the zone. Tommy Eklund goes after it. Taco comes out and plays it around the glass. And it goes over the boards. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the opening period. From Center 200 in Sydney, Sweden 1, Finland 0. Again, the Swedes have to win the hockey game to move to the medal round. The Finns are out whether they win, lose, or tie in this game against Sweden. Jari Kurri breaks to center for Skriko. Skriko working behind the net, now comes out the other side. Looking to make a pass into the slot, and Ruutu just failed to tip it in the open side. Pettersson, long pass to Tommy Eklund. Jonsson tried to give it back to Eklund, who was open on the left side, couldn't get to it, and here's Kurri for Finland. Drops it for Berta. Berta into the slot, took the shot, and it was just a little bit wide. Eklund now for Sweden. Just gets rid of it into the Finnish zone. Kurri. For Tikkanen. Set it up for Kurri. Kurri takes the shot. There's the chance right in front of the net. Ruutu could not backhand it in the open side, and here's Mats Naslund for Sweden. 1 minute out into the center ice area. A minute to go in the opening period, and the puck is cleared over the glass once again.
Jari Kurri has really had a difficult time in Canada Cup. 1 goal, 1 assist. That's very unlike Jari Kurri, who you would expect to fill the net with pucks during this Canada Cup. 54 goals, 54 assists. Last season, Kurri has not been able to click with his line mates out there. You saw a couple of good opportunities. Ruutu is at center ice with him, along with Skriko. The three of them have been very ineffective in Canada Cup.
Unfortunately, we had a spectator clipped by that puck that went over the glass. I don't think it's too serious, but a little bit of medical attention will probably be in order. Very low glass here. You really have to keep your eye on the play anywhere in the rink, because the puck can come over the glass without too much difficulty at all. It's much lower than it is in NHL-size arenas. Back to the live action as the Swedes clear it in behind Kari Taco. Timo Blomqvist works his way to the line, gets it out to center. Naslund backhands it right back in again. Ben Gustafsson hustles in there. Blomqvist got there first. Gustafsson made the good check. Rupe moves up to help. Rupe tries a shot that went over top of the crossbar. It's kept in at the line by Samuelsson. This is the best aggressive work we've seen out of the Swedes in about 10 minutes. Now Telvin gets to the line and keeps it in. Nice play there as Tikkanen went after him. Rupe takes his man in on the boards. Järvi just left it. Blomqvist had to flip it out into the neutral ice area. And the first period is over, and the Swedes are leading the Finns by a score of 1-0. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Because of the limited time between today's
Well,
game, Center 200 management
that was like a college first period.
Following all persons, including those holding tickets to the second game.
Ja, vi hade powerplay-chans där och Mikael Andersson vann tekningen rätt bak till Mikael Telvén, och han fick en perfekt passning av oss och fick åka in ett par skär och nypa till.
Mellan benen på målvakten tyckte jag.
Ja, mellan benen. Och det är deras ömtåliga punkt, så att det är skönt att se dem slinka in det.
Det såg ju ganska bra ut tyckte jag från åskådarplats i första perioden, men ni började nervöst.
Vi började
nerverna.
Ja, vi började väldigt dåligt. Vi visste nog inte hur finnarna skulle spela, om de skulle komma in och forechecka eller om de skulle bara ta hem på kanterna. Så de första 3-4 minuterna var vi visste inte helt enkelt hur de skulle spela, och då var vi lite konfundersamma. Men sen tycker jag vi kom in mer och mer i matchen.
Det har varit mycket spel mellan de två blå linjerna på mitten.
Ja, det är väl våran taktik så att säga. Vi försöker gröta ihop det i mittzon och försöka kontra på dem. Så att det blir mycket spel i mittzon på det sättet.
Det vill ni ha så?
Ja, det vill vi ha. Det vi var framgångsrika mot både ryssar och tjecker, så att varför ska vi ändra?
1-0 vill ni ha och segern vill ni ha. Hur ska ni fortsätta för att behålla det här?
Ja, vi måste hålla oss kalla och spela på samma sätt hela tiden, för vi får inte ha någon panikkänsla, utan vi spelar samma stil hela tiden.
Tack ska du ha, Thomas. Tack. Vi fortsätter med 2 perioder ytterligare i den här matchen mellan Sverige och Finland i Kanada.
a score of 1-0 here at Complex 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Jim Van Horn along with John D'Amico, NHL veteran linesman who's, I guess, 24 years or a quarter of a century. They both sound like a long time, John. You've had quite a career.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a very interesting career. Had the opportunity to work in the first Canada Cup in 1976, and this will probably be my last one here in '87.
This is your fourth. How have they been? Which one's been the best for you so far?
Well, the game that stands out in my mind more than anything was the final game between Czechoslovakia and Canada in '76, when they went into a couple of periods of overtime, and I'll tell you, physically and mentally, it was to the hilt of my career.
Well, to watch that game and to see the end of it, the way the players almost simultaneously decided to trade sweaters, was really a start of a trend that's continued since then, and the emotion that was shown by both sides throughout that game was very special.
Well, that's true. You know, it's a different type of emotion between players. People don't sense or realize that the official on the ice, regardless of what country they're from, there's a lot of mental pressure, you know, on them physically and mentally. And that particular game, the Swedish referee worked, and the other linesman was Velimir Schubert, the Czechoslovakian referee here in the Canada Cup Series. But you know, as an official, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're caught right in the catch-22.
John, when you look at the officiating, you talk about the pressure. Ron Finn is working with a Soviet linesman this afternoon. How much extra pressure is on each linesman not being able to communicate?
Well, there is a lot. If you have an official from, say, another country and he can speak English, there's a lot of communication. Michael, the official from the Soviet Union, he can converse, but just very, very little. So Ronnie would probably have to maybe be on his toes a little, maybe stronger than he would like to be. But I mean, he wants to be have as much communication with him and the referee. You know, the referee's from the United States and he works in the National Hockey League. But they want to do their very, very best out there.
How do you turn off your personal feelings when you get into a game like this, especially when you're a linesman in a Team Canada game, say against the Soviets?
You really don't think of it that way. It's a hockey game, as I'm a very, fortunate that way that I can turn everything off. You're in a position that you work in the National Hockey League, and you got to do the same thing here. It involves with your country. You just have to be that much more aware of what you do is going to say, oh yeah, sure, he's going to be partisan, but you have to work that much harder.
Good luck in the game this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
John D'Amico will be the linesman in the Team USA Czechoslovakia game later on this afternoon, and we'll take a break and come back with more from Sydney. This is Labatt Canada Cup 87. Team Finland by a score of 1-0, just the one goal in that first period by Thomas Jansson. Very happy to welcome back our old partner from last year. He's back for another spin around this year. Howie Meeker is here with some highlights. Howie, in a first period that really wasn't all that inspirational for either team.
Europeans did pretty well. Don't touch anybody. Handle the puck super. Play the game like, if we have a terrible period, we'll come back the next period, and if we stick the joint out the next period, we might save it in the third. Nevertheless, many very interesting things, particularly the Swedes killing a penalty, something that I've never seen them do before. This way, that is. Okay, the Finns are on the power play right here, and there's the puck. And look at both Swede forecheckers are on the same side of the ice. Now they're going to force the pass to go to this side, and they know it. And watch how this develops. It's just tremendously interesting. Okay, let it go. Let it go, Gary. That's it. Now the pass has to go to the left side of the rink. Now stop it right there. This defenseman here is very smart. Right there. He knows that there's absolutely no way at all that the puck can continue up this side because he's got two men coming at him right here. And watch this guy read the play and make the interception. Watch him move into position. Now there's the cross-ice pass. Has to be in the air if it's going to get to the potential pass receiver, but no way at all. Now stop it right there. Stop it right. Once again now, he's smart in reading the play and intercepting the pass. But now what he's going to do, he knows he can't outfoot this checker right here, but he's going to create some open ice for the man in behind him. Watch, he'll hide the puck and drop the pass. Just a super play. Let it go. That's it. There, he's drawn it over to him. Now stop it right here. Now all of a sudden, this guy here who's been watching the great play going on there, he's caught dead to rights. The third player is coming this way, right up and through, and it's a 2-on-1. Now watch the great play. All kinds of speed here. Great burst of speed. Look at him, wait for the checker, flips the pass into the air, and he gets it, but it jumped over top his stick. Just a tremendous scoring opportunity. First of all, great defensive play because the fellas, they're not using their feet, they're not using their bodies, they're using their heads. Now, if they can put the three together, we'll have one hell of a hockey game. I'm not going to guarantee they're going to do that, but nevertheless, that was just a super defensive play and a great offensive play. Now we got another one for you. You still down there, Jim?
Yeah, I am. I was going to ask you about the goaltending. I really thought that Kari Taco held Team Finland in this game in the first period. The score could be a lot higher had it not been for his play.
What the heck's the sense of making two great saves when a shot from deep right center field goes between his legs? Now, come on. All the guy has to do is come out, attack the puck, keep his legs together, and hey, it's a 0-0 hockey game.
But it's not just his fault, though. I mean, he's not getting the backup from his players. The Swedes are being allowed to walk in and shoot at random, and they've had some pretty good shots, some good chances, and he's made some big stops.
Guarantee he's made some big stops, but as I said again, what's the sense of it? All you ask the goaltender to do at any level of hockey, whether it be Pee Wee or the National Hockey League, is make the saves you have to make. Don't beat yourself. Now, when the guy shoots it from the blue line and I come out and I open my legs and it goes, oops, where'd it go? Between my legs, that is terrible, terrible goaltending. And I don't care if he made 8 impossible saves before that. I yank the turkey if I'm the boss.
Well, I think still 1 out of 8 isn't too bad, and Kari Taco, I think, played a pretty good period of hockey. Nice to see you're in good form after the summer, Howard. We'll take a break and come back with more from Sydney and the Labatt's Canada Cup 87.
And let's have a look at the scoring summary from the first period, brought to you by Dodge Trucks. The only goal scored by Thomas Jonsson on a power play at 10:38, and 10:06 the shots on goal. Sweden 1, Finland nothing as we get ready to start period 2.
Well, Peter, I don't know whether Corpy and Sandlin gave their hockey clubs maybe some chocolate bars in between periods. Let's hope so, because neither team showed a great deal of enthusiasm or life in period number 1. We'll see whether the Swedes especially come out with some desire to win this game in period number 2.
Even a wake-up call would have been in order.
Well, maybe it's the afternoon game and they can't get their clocks adjusted. But nevertheless, a pretty lifeless first period.
All right, let's see what the Finns are able to muster here in the way of an attack, as they will start Skriko, Hagman, and Jari Kurri on the forward line. Verta and Gronstand on the blue line for the Finnish team. It'll be Gustafsson, along with Naslund and Rupe for Sweden. Albalin and Eldebrink on defense, and Anders Eldebrink throws it up into the center ice area. Rupe chops it towards the corner. Verta fights him off. It comes instead to Gustafsson. Naslund can't get free, and it's shoveled around on the boards and comes out as far as the line. Skriko shoots it into the Swedish zone. Bad bounce off Lindmark. Came right in front. Nobody in position to take advantage. Naslund takes the hit, and now it'll be Albalin for Team Sweden. He just leaves it there. Gustafsson works it in across the line. Naslund couldn't take the pass. And now we'll get a delayed offside call, and we'll see. No, they'll bring it out safely. Skriko for Finland. Shoots it into the zone. The Finns make a change, so the Swedes aren't touched in going back to get that puck and starting back. Jonsson got it as far as the line, and Gustafsson was offside.
Well, Jonsson was trying to carry that puck in. Gustafsson saw exactly what he was attempting to do. However, Gustafsson was right on the same railway tracks as Jonsson was attempting to come down. Jonsson, we mentioned earlier, has good vision out there. He can see the ice, but he's a guy back in the blue line right now, along with Eldebrink, who've really got to get things going for the Swedes.
Nielsen, Rundqvist, and Sundstrom out there now for Sweden. Sundstrom's got the puck in the corner. Nielsen works behind the net, tried to center it. Taco tipped it back in behind the Finnish goal. And now Tikkanen just lets it out into the center ice area. And Lars Karlsson leaves it for Nielsen. Hagman up to do some forechecking. And the Finns break out, or the Swedes break out to center. Nielsen is checked along the boards, and the officials called it so that the Soviet linesman Mikhail Galinovsky wasn't deposited right in the Swedish bench.
Well, as you look at the Swedish bench, I'd mentioned Anders Alderbrink, who is sitting to the right of your screen. Alderbrink probably been one of the better defensemen for Team Sweden. He's 26 years of age. He has the abilities to be good both end zones with the puck. He can carry it, and he can play pretty well defensively.
Raimo Helminen up to Numminen. He shoots it into the zone. Samuelsson cleared it around on the boards. Carlson dumped it out to center. Here's Håkan Sodergren. Sodergren works behind the net. Nobody in position to take a pass. Sodergren has to do it all himself. Now Carlson shows up and deflected it wide. And the puck is steered around into the corner. Suominen checked by Michael Talvin. Numminen now will try his luck out to Suominen. Ojanen. Makala across the line. Michael Anderson breaks that up. Anderson works towards the corner. Blomqvist took it away from him. Eklund draped in along the boards. The puck is cleared out to center. Seppo works in towards the front of the net. And it's kept in at the line by Virta. Now Michael Anderson. That pass broken up in the center ice area by Siren. Eklund throws it over here on the side to Anderson. He steers it around behind the net. Eklund tried to dig it free. It comes back out in front. And Killinen got it out into the center ice area. Just over 3 minutes gone in the second period. Still 1-0 the score. Thomas Jansson's first period power play goal. The only scoring to this point in the hockey game. Ojanen takes a hit at the line. Gustafsson cleared it over for Eldebrink. Eldebrink spilled as he crossed the line. The Finns control again. Kilonen up towards the line, chopped into the zone, delayed offside, but Rupe controls for Sweden. Long pass up for Naslund, takes it at the line. Took an elbow as he tried to duck underneath a check there and threw it back out to center. Jansson, that's broken up. Here's Siren in across the line. And the Swedes break that up and get it out to center. Utila is called on the offside. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, there are still some tickets available for the second meeting.
I'm still not hearing. I'm not hearing the truck, and I'm not hearing commercial cues. Yes, I could just hear someone finally. Hello. Yes.
Just a reminder that the first game was reminded.
Just for a second. Coming back on a replay or what?
Welcome back to Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Peter Watts with Gary Green, Howie Meeker, and Jim Van Horn. 1-0 Sweden over Finland.
Peter,
in the second period.
Watch the Finns when they do get an offensive opportunity. As Howie had mentioned before the game, they tend to be more like a North American team. They'll get over that red and dump it in. However, they haven't shown much aggressiveness at going after it in the corners.
And they haven't shown a lot of skill in setting anything up, even if they do go into the zone, which they have done on precious few occasions so far. The Finns give up the line again. The Swedes break out into the center ice area and clear it in behind Taco. Rupe can't keep it in along the line. Naslund up there as well. Backhand shot goes wide. Gustafsson lets it go to the line. And it's chopped out to center where Thomas Jansson has it. Carlson. Now Skriko will try his luck. He gets in across the zone. Has the puck taken away from him. Naslund just get rid of it down the ice. And we have another icing call. Almost 5 minutes gone in the second period here at Center 200. Good crowd on hand today for this game. This was the game originally planned for here. The U.S.-Czech contest was moved to Sydney after sluggish ticket sales in Ottawa, where it was originally intended to be played. And this game is a virtual sellout. But so far, the fans have not had a whole lot to cheer about.
Watch Esa Tikkanen out there, the Edmonton Oilers player, number 10. He hasn't been too visible out there in the game, other than putting a bear hug on one of the Swedish players at one point in time. Tikkanen's a guy that at least is feisty. Now, he should be the guy out there right now that gets something going. Even if he runs the guy, do something to get this Finnish team going.
I can imagine what Glenn Sather would be saying to him after he performed the first period and the first shift in this second period the way he has. He wouldn't be back on that ice any too long, I'll tell you.
Tikkanen kicks it back out to the line. Numinen's shot is away wide. Järvi moves after it. Blomqvist keeps it in the zone. Hagman behind the net. Now it's Järvi. Digging the puck out, gets it back. Oh, tried to get it back to the line and just gave it away, and it comes out into the center ice area where Teppo Numinen has it. Samuelsson now to Michael Telvin. Telvin, long pass up into the center ice area. Rundqvist got in across the line, didn't have any help with him, and 4 Finns managed to converge on him, and the puck is cleared out into the Swedish zone. Telvin will try it again. Nielsen threw it into the corner. Michael Telvin moves up, tries to center it. Sundström was pushed away from the puck, and the Finns come back. Tikkanen just shot it as far as the line. The late offside coming up, but the Swedes are able to get it out of the zone. Nielsen dropped it towards the line. The Finns are able to break that up. Makala checked by Sundström. And now here is Albalin moving up and clearing it into the zone. Sodergren goes after it. And now that pass is intercepted along the boards by Blomqvist. Or Bergqvist, rather. Taco kicks the shot out into the corner. Nielsen threw it back towards the line. Sodergren. There's a shot by one of the Swedish players that Taco was able to kick out. Now here's another chance. Taco held his ground on the short side, and the puck goes into the corner.
Bergqvist was able to bang away at that puck right in front of Taco, and not one Finnish defenseman even interrupted him. They just stood and watched him.
On the basis of their play so far, neither one of these teams really deserve to be in the medal round, but the Swedes could get there with a victory. Now Suominen will try his luck. Suominen out to Siren. Good pass up the ice. Makala breaks down the boards. Makala centered it, and Eklund poked it to the line, but not out. There's another chance that just slid wide by the open corner. Lindmark was after it. Gronstad's pass comes back out to the line. Now here's another chance. What a great save there by Lindmark. Suominen with the excellent scoring opportunity. The Finns starting to buzz around a little bit. Siren throws it across in front of the net. Gronstad with the big shot. Lindmark got a piece of that and steered it towards the corner. And now Carlson shovels it out to the line. It's in behind the net. Janssen backhands it out into the center ice area. Lars Pettersson shovels it in across the line. And Gronstad checked him. Now it's Ben Gustafsson. Nice poke check there as Gustafsson went sliding in to the back of the net. Gustafsson gets up, tries to poke it in front. Siren has it one more time, and he just gets rid of it down the ice. Best sustained action in the hockey game to this point, but no goals. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Coming back with Howie?
I don't know. I'll take it. 11:41 to go here in the second period from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Well, Suominen had an excellent opportunity to tie this hockey game up. Watch it from Peter Lindmark's angle. You could see that all of a sudden he was left all alone in front of the net with number 25 for the Finns, Suominen, and the Finns had an excellent scoring opportunity. You know, the Finns have given the Swedish team plenty of opportunity in this game to be way ahead. One goal is not a good enough lead for the Swedish team.
Samuelsson retreats into his own zone to get the loose puck. 1-0 for Sweden. Thomas Jansson's first period goal on a power play. The only scoring so far. Naslund up to Gustafsson. Lost it at the line. Back out into the center ice area. Naslund shoots it right back in again. Taco leaves it in the corner for Numminen. Gustafsson moved up to make the check. Kept in at the line by Samuelsson. Now Gustafsson goes to the boards. Rupe up there to help out as well. Rupe digs it free. Rupe, big Swedish left winger, going to the Philadelphia Flyer camp in another week or so when Canada Cup is over. Rupe tries to make the pass. Naslund was loose there, but a Finnish stick got in the way. Rupe tries his luck again, this time in the corner. Two players have him draped in along the boards. And finally the Finns dig it free. Ruutu dumps it down the ice. Eldebrink starts back for Sweden. Nielsen dumps it into the zone. Sundstrom took a bit of a dive and the official did not call it. Tikkanen gets his stick up in the corner working against Sundstrom, and the official got involved in that one as well. And now Makalis gets it out into the center ice area. Tommy Albalin, long pass up to Kent Nielsen. Dropped it for Rundqvist, shot to the line, kept in by Albalin. And now it comes back out to Eldebrink in the center ice area. 9:45 to play in the second period. Rundqvist. And now the Swedes give it away. The Finns able to keep it in. Here's a chance for Mackley in front. Right on! What a save there by Peter Lindmark. Sundstrom after it in the corner. And it comes back out to the line. Now here's a chance for Siren. Long shot deflected by the defenseman Eldebrink. Cleared around on the boards. Comes back out to Siren. Back into the corner. Hagman chopped it in front. And the Swedes are able to cover up and clear it out into the center ice area. And now we've got some stick work behind the play and some words, and we'll sort it out when we come back. 9:10 to go in the second period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. $10 for Finland, 9 for Sweden. 10 for Finland, 9 for Sweden. 10:50's the time. I think for roughing, but I didn't see that.
Well, Finland has had the best scoring opportunities in this period. This time it was number 15, Iro Järvi, that gets a good opportunity. Lindmark has come up with some big saves. However, in front of Lindmark, the Swedish defense have not been very aggressive, and that is what has caused some good finish opportunities. Giveaways in their own end zone. Going to be costly to Sweden.
Sodergren broke up that play and tipped it out into the center ice area. Gronstad now to Siren. He clears it back into the zone. Suominen moves up quickly. Peter Lindmark comes out and shoots the puck out to center. Sodergren, good defensive forward. I like number 22. He's a pretty good hockey player. Gronstad clears it around on the boards. I'm waiting for Howie to disagree with me, but he so far hasn't said anything. We'll see what happens, but they've used Sodergren a lot here in a checking role to kill penalties, and he's been pretty effective. Gronstad around to Helminen. Utila now on the blue line. Those penalties were for roughing at 9:50. Utila.
The difference is, Peter, you know a little bit something about a forward. My buddy Jim knows absolutely nothing about goaltending.
The Labatt Player of the Game for Finland will receive a set of 10 Olympic coins, compliments of Canadian Tire, an official supplier to the Calgary 1988 Olympic Winter Games, and a few dreams along the way. Canadian Tire. .8:07 to go in the second period. Sweden 1, Finland no score, but the Finns have had some good chances, and Peter Lindmark has had to be sharp on 3 or 4 occasions here in this second period, with Euro Järvi having a couple of good chances and Ramos Suominen another. Suominen's a player who Barry Fraser, the Edmonton Oilers chief scout, thought enough of to bring over for a look-see a couple of years ago. He was traded to Vancouver last fall, and I think he has been a disappointment in the NHL. I don't think he's really been the kind of player that everybody thought that he would be when he first came here. Samuelsson now, as we get back to the live action, gets it as far as Telvin. And now Skriko works his way through the center ice area. Corey gets a chance. Corey robbed again by Peter Lindmark. Brilliant save by Lindmark, who sprawled and took the shot away from the Oilers sniper. Telvin in across the line. Here's a chance in the slot. Eldebrink right in. Oh, what a save Taco made on the short side on Tommy Eklund. Now the Swedes buzzing around. Anderson centering pass knocked back into the corner by Taco. Eklund moves in, and I think the 4 players along the boards will freeze it. Eklund, though, has other ideas, and finally we get a whistle. 7:05 to play in period 2. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Well, Jari Kurri has an excellent opportunity as he walked right by the Swedish defense. He tries to get a shot away. He was a little hampered at doing so, but you could see Lindmark coming way out to make the save. Jari Kurri with a good scoring opportunity for the Finns, and then the Swedes came right back down the ice, and Eklund had an opportunity to put it home for Team Sweden and give them a 2-goal lead. However, both goaltenders have come up with big saves.
And they have spruced up an otherwise slow and sluggish hockey game to this point. Both goalkeepers playing very, very well. Albalin now for Sweden in across the line. Here's a pass for Naslund. Centering pass in front, and that was tipped by Gustafsson just wide of the corner, with Taco spread out and a little bit out of position. Now Eldebrink at the other end makes a good defensive play as the Finns had a quick 2-on-1 break. Naslund to Eldebrink. Up along the boards, Rupe takes a hit. Seppo struggles to get it in across the line. And finally they get a whistle.
Well, number 3, Tommy Albalin for Sweden won't be able to make those same mistakes when he goes to Quebec this year. He got caught up ice, caused a 2-on-1. Meanwhile, Mats Naslund, during the course of this game yet, we have not seen his tremendous bursts of speed. And the way that the Finnish defense had been caught flat-footed all night long, you would think that Mats Naslund would just be burning them on the outside, making them look like Macy's turnstiles. Instead, he's not doing it. And along with him and Gustafsson and a few others, they've got to get their legs going out there for Team Sweden.
Sundstrom threw it into the corner. Sundstrom went after the loose puck, put it in behind the net. Matty Hagman can't get to it. Nielsen takes a shot right on Taco, and the Swedish player being held in the crease. It was gloved into the net. There will be no goal. Referee Paul Stewart in perfect position to make the call. And the Swedes in desperation tried a fast one when their player was tied up in the crease area.
Well, Howie's got to get back and give Jim Van Horn a few more lessons on goaltending here, because exactly the same thing again. Watch Taco, that puck right between his legs. He totally missed it, got a piece of it, but there it is laying in front of the net. Taco outside of his crease, an easy shot,
What an interesting replay there, because the puck was gloved by the one Swedish player, but there's no question that the stick knocked it into the net.
It wasn't gloved ahead either. What is the rule? If you touch it with a glove, and even if it goes backwards into your own zone, it's a whistle?
Well, I saw the one player whose stick was being held in the crease touch it with a glove, but it certainly didn't look like a pass. Let's have a look at it again if we can. Now watch this. Watch the glove on the puck, and watch the stick make contact, put it in. There's no question at all that the stick directed the puck into the net.
And there's not much question either that number 17 for Sweden, Peter Sundstrom, got that glove on the puck.
I've got one more piece of news for you. There's no question at all that the goal did not count. Ron Finn took that slap shot from Telvin right in the backside. And meanwhile, the puck is cleared out to Samuelsson. He has to get some help to get it back down into the finish zone. Siren. 5:35 to go here in the second period. Still a 1-0 hockey game, but the offensive chances have picked up a little bit for both teams here in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Curry up to Jari Gronstad. Minnesota North Star property, shoots it down the ice off a Swedish player. Ruutu tried to chop it in front, and Telvin whacked it around on the boards and out. No icing, a rule that could have been played. Vertula works his way down the board. Verta tried to steer it toward the net. Eldebrink, who's been very steady back there, took it away from him. Now Curry works out towards the front of the net, and the puck is cleared back out to center. Now the Swedes break it up one more time. Carlson steered it into the zone. And Skriko missed the pass, and the Swedes take over once again. Tomi Albalin clears it into the the Finnish zone. Skriko dumps it out to center. Eldebrink shoots it right back in again. And now Numminen gets it out to Skriko. For Curry. Helminen loose in front of the net. Curry back out to the line to Numminen. There's a shot that goes off a Swedish defender. Eklund chopped towards the line and then back into the corner. Suominen has it. Suominen running along the boards. Jansson takes his man in there as well. Suominen still after it. Working against Lars Carlson.
They look like they're killing a penalty out there. Neither team taking the body. Instead, they are trying to take the puck. Not much physical effort.
Here's Tommy Eklund. Backhand shot missed the far side. And the puck is chopped back out to center. Anderson now. Michael Anderson across the line tried to set it up for Eklund, and he was tied up. Eklund goes to the boards, working against Numminen. Järvi. Up to Numminen. Shoots it into the Swedish zone. 3:05 to play in the second period. Still a 1-0 hockey game. Here comes Michael Telvin. Dumps it down the left side. Gustafsson is loose. Tried to set it up in the slot. Telvin had to shovel it into the corner. Rupe is after it there, but Gronstad controls for Finland. Up to Numminen. He's checked. Gustafsson. Gronstad got in his way. Utila. Up to Jari Gronstad. Shoots it in. Telvin broke that up. Telvin along the boards. Gustafsson trying to help him. Now Tynan. There's a shot right on, and Lindmark was right there once again. And the puck is flipped off a player and over the glass. 2:27 to go in period 2. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Which one of you wants to talk about it? You want to talk about it, Gary? Okay.
Well, remember this play? Taco let the puck go in front of him. Number 17 here, Peter Sundström definitely put his hand on the puck. He was trying to push it forward. That is why the whistle was blown and the goal was disallowed. Sweden could have been ahead 2-1.
And give referee Paul Stewart credit. He was right behind the net, and he had a perfect spot to see whether or not the play should have counted. It was his judgment, and he made it right away that the play did not count, and it remains a 1-0 hockey game. Nielsen sends it into the corner. Sundström couldn't get free to try and make a good pass in front. It comes back to the line. It's kept in by Kent Nielsen. Nielsen now into the corner. Rundqvist throws it back out to Albala, and there's a shot. Score! Tommy Albalin.
Well, at least the Swedes have been shooting from the point periodically during this game. Now watch in front of the net, though. There are two Swedish players. Nilsson's one of them. They're both tied up. So Taco is able to see the puck fairly clearly. That puck comes back to the point. Number 9, Rundqvist, just throws it after he walked around behind the net, comes back to Albala. He walks in. Now Taco may have been screened by his left winger who came out there and got down in front, but he still should have been able to see that puck soon enough. Albalin gets credit for the goal. Nilsson parked just to Taco's left.
Sodergren now, as play resumes, clears it out into the center ice area. Esa Tikkanen shoots it into the Swedish zone. Carlson clears it back out to center. And now Bergqvist clears it into the zone. Sodergren is after it there. Blomqvist up to Tikkanen. Sodergren intercepted that pass, just dumped it towards Kari Taco. And now Blomqvist gets it out once more to Tikkanen. Backhand shot right into Peter Lindmark. He handles it easily. Lars Carlson nearly gave it away to Tikkanen, but they finally get it up to Sodergren at the line and out into the center ice area. Bergqvist missed the pass, and this will be an icing call against Sweden. 1 minute exactly to play in the second period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Welcome back to Center 200 in Sydney. I'm Peter Watts with Gary Green, Howie Meeker, and Jim Van Horn. And there is Tommy Sandlin, the coach of the Swedish team. His club leading this hockey game 2-0. And he has to be a little bit more pleased with a little bit more effort on the part of his team in the second period. Although it has been a while coming. Under a minute to go in the second period. And the Swedes dump the puck down the ice. Goalkeeper Kari Taco plays it, so there'll be no icing. Raimo Helminen just left it there. Gronstrand cleared it across to the far side, and now Telvin intercepts for Sweden. Rundqvist shoots it back into the Finn zone. Utila clears it as far as the center ice area. And now, as soon as the Swedes get back on side, Telvin shoots it back into the corner. Albalin from Nielsen and Jansson at 18:04, the official scoring on the second Swedish goal. And the Finns get as far as the Swedish line, and the puck's cleared back out to center. Lindmark, delayed offside coming up, and instead the period comes to an end with the Swedes leading Finland by a score of 2-0. So this is the 1987 Labatt Canada Cup.
Sverige fick första målet, det är mycket viktiga sådana i första perioden. I andra perioden fick vi det andra målet, inte mindre viktigt, Tommy Alblin.
Nej, det är 1-0, det är ingen säker ledning, men nu har vi 2-0 och det känns lite tryggare för oss.
Jag tyckte från min utsiktsplats att pucken passerade mellan benen på den finska målvakten den här gången också, men du säger att det inte var så.
Nej, det var inte så. Den tog på backen som slängde och täckte skott och sen gick den stolpe in.
Men vi bjöd finländarna på en hel del målchans i den här perioden.
Ja, det har vi gjort. Lite för mycket. Och vi har mycket att tacka för Pekka att vi fortfarande har 2-0 som vi har nu.
Och vi vet ju att han är bra, men hur ska vi spela för att inte bjuda på så många målchanser? Det är en period kvar.
Ja, vi får nog gå hem lite nu. Vi har gått bort oss lite mycket i anfallszon. Så ett snabbt pass har ställt 2, kanske 3 man ibland. Så de har kommit 3 mot 2, 2 mot 1.
Tycker du att finnarna är lika tända som vanligt?
Nej, de brukar väl vara ett snäpp vässare tycker jag.
Det ser ut som vi skulle kunna gå hem med det här.
Jag hoppas det.
Tack ska du ha. Tack ska du ha.
Tack.
Shots on goal in the second period. For Team Sweden, 8.
Of hockey action left to play here in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Team Sweden is leading Team Finland by a score of 2-0. Coming up a little later on this afternoon, a very important game for Team USA. General Manager Lou Nanne is with us now. I hope that your team can get up a little more than what these two teams are up for. They're not playing very well at all in the first two periods.
Well, I don't know if they're not playing very well at all or if it's just their style. One thing you notice about the European teams, for the most part, they don't go to the net very much. They pass the puck 4 times to get 19 feet or something. It's really amazing that as much puck control as they do have in a game, that they don't have very many shots. And I think that really takes away from the intensity. Plus, you don't see as much body checking. You know that between the two teams. So you don't think that they're as intense. It's just their style of play, and because we have more contact in our game, that's why our game's a lot more exciting.
One of the surprises of the tournament so far, Lou, has been Team USA. They've played extremely well. On the other hand, one of the other surprises has been Team Finland because they haven't played very well.
I think Team Finland's really had a big problem with their forwards. I don't see much intensity going to the net at all. They look good in warm-ups and they pass the puck nice when they got some room and they skate around the perimeter. But the forwards really have not given the defense or the goaltender much problem. They just don't seem to drive for position. They don't seem to go to the net at all and cause any havoc for the goaltender. And because of that, it just seems that they're just not generating any offense at all.
Guys have been ragging me for the last 2 periods because I complimented Kari Taco on a strong first period. I felt the score could have been much higher after 20 minutes. I thought he played pretty well. He did let in a soft goal in the second period, but again, he couldn't be completely 100% faulted for it.
Well, the second goal was deflected, and so that's not a soft goal. Anytime the puck changes directions on a guy, you got to be pretty lucky to get it. Many times deflected shots, the saves that are made on him are just pure luck, and he just wasn't lucky in that one. But he's played well in nets. Lindmark's played very well in the net for Sweden. They did get 3-4 chances, which is unusual for the Finns, and they were only initial shots. They never get a secondary shot, and Lindmark was able to make the save, and that's what really kept the score 2-0.
Every time you take the ice, Lou, whether it be a game or practice, there's always the risk of injury. Do you worry about injuries more in a tournament like this heading into the regular NHL season than you would, say, during a regular NHL game?
You really don't try to think about the injuries. The only time you think about it, if you see someone go down and get hurt, the first thing you look for is his number. Is it our guy? If it's not, then that passes, and you say, okay, he's hurt and hopefully not bad, you know. But you do concern yourself if anyone is down injured. But other than that, it's just like any other game. It's just like a player driving to the rink is going to have a car accident. You can't worry about that. You have to allow them to play. And you know, the people who play with a great deal of reckless abandon usually don't get hurt. It's the people who play careful that end up with the injuries many times.
Good luck against Czechoslovakia later on today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Lou Nanne, General Manager of Team USA. We'll be back with more from Sydney. This is the Labatt Canada Cup 87. They now lead this game over Team Finland by a score of 2-0. Welcome back to Sydney. I'm Jim Van Horn. Very pleased, I think, to welcome back Howie Meeker with some highlights of that second period. Lou Nanne thought he played pretty well in the first 2 periods. But we're going to talk about Finland and their lack of control of the play throughout the game, actually.
Well, yes, it's not often that you see European teams continually give the puck away. Normally, when they get rid of the puck, they give it to someone wearing the same color jersey. The Finns, either they were out last night a little late or they're colorblind. Here, we'll show you right here. Okay, there's the Finns on the attack here. They've got the puck right there, and the player will carry it into this area. Now watch in front. There's 1, 2, and a third Swedish player will come into play. Sometimes better lucky than good. All he's doing here is praying, throwing it into the middle. There's not a chance of it going to someone wearing a white jersey. Look at there. There are 3 players it goes through, and then a Swedish player touches it and gives it to the point man. Now, that's a great pass, right to the point man. He lets the shot go, and the defenseman on the other side, after the puck goes by the short side, comes out the other side, he pinches. Now watch the big guy, does exactly the same thing. Hang tight, hold it right there, hold it right there. Look at, there is nothing but opposition sweaters out in front, and what does he do? He throws it through the crowd, but he gets lucky. Eludes everybody and goes back out to the point. Now stop it right here. Here's the key. Both these fellas come in front of the net. The shot will come from the point man, hit them, drop at the Finnish player's feet, and forcing Lindmark to make a heck of a save. There's the shot. It's blocked in front. The Finnish player turns around, picks it up, is eyeball to eyeball with Lindmark, but that's not good enough. You got to go upstairs on that turkey. You're not going to beat him through the 5-hole. Guaranteed.
All right, it was a better second period for Team Sweden, and as far as they were concerned when it came to handling the puck, and it paid off in a goal late in the period.
Well, yes, it did, but I'll tell you what I was most impressed with is the way they played behind their blue line. To me, it was just absolutely unbelievable. And here we're going here. Stop it right here. Okay, this is the start of it. And watch this player here with the discipline. You're told time and time again, when you attack one player behind the blue line, stay with him. You can only do one thing. And watch this. Okay, let it go. Now watch the Finns line up behind the blue line. Stop it right there again. Look at, there it is. Just keep an eye on that guy. He stays with that player all the time. That's it. Now you're getting it, Gary. Let her go. He's with him again. The Finns back off. Swedes back off. Stop it right here. Look who's got him. It's right there with him. He stayed with him. Now watch the perfect position of the Swedish hockey team. There is no way in the world if the Finns come up with the puck they're going to do anything constructive. Stop it right there. They have a man in this position here, that man there, one man in here, and everybody's covered. The puck will finally come out to a Finnish player. Look at this. That is just unbelievable. All 5 men flooding a zone in their own half of the ice surface. It comes up to the Finnish player right here out of that pack, and he'll shoot it in, and you know who's going to come up with it right there, and away they go. Hey, that is just great discipline. When a coach gets a team to play like that behind the blue line, he's super.
Okay, Howie, thanks very much. We'll take a break and come back with the third period of play from Sydney. It's 2-0 Sweden. This is the Labatt Canada Cup 87.
Summary again, or Jimmy? You want me to do it though, not Jimmy? How you doing? Good. You guys all having a good time down there? The second period summary from Center 200 in Sydney, brought to you by the good folks at Dodge Trucks. The only goal of the period scored by Tommy Albalin at 18:04. The assist to Kent Nielsen and Thomas Rundqvist. And the shots totals 18-14 now favor the Swedes. And 2-0 on the scoreboard. Well, now, what kind of performance can we look for? The Swedes content to just play defense and throw the puck out? And the Finns, can they muster any kind of attack, or are they just about ready to surrender?
Well, I think, first of all, that Team Sweden has surely got enough left in them that they can come out and play 20 good, solid minutes of hard-working hockey. On the other hand, Team Finland, as you could see, they were just in their final huddle for Canada Cup. I don't know, Peter, whether or not they've got their bags packed already and ready to go home, but I don't think that they're really capable of mustering up too much of an attack. A lot of the reason because of what Lou Nanny said. Their forwards just have no intensity.
Skriko, Ruutu, and Kuri on the forward line to start period 3 for Team Finland. Gustafsson, Rupe, and Naslund for the Sweden. Taco leaves it behind his own net. Ojanen cleared it around on the boards, and it comes out to Kuri in the center ice area. Naslund knocked down. Kuri carries on across the line. Ruutu works his way towards the net. Lindmark cleared it away. And now it'll be Rupe bringing it out for Sweden. Magnus Rupe works his way in across the line. Naslund's shot deflected into the corner. Kuri couldn't get it free. Gustafsson behind the net, centers it. It comes back outside the line. Eldebrink up to Naslund. He just gets rid of it into the Finnish zone. Gronstand is after it. Rundqvist is after him. And the Finns clear it out to center. That pass knocked down by Nielsen. Now it's Lars Carlson dumping it towards the line, and Nielsen was ruled offside at the blue line.
When you watch Team Sweden in practice, as I did yesterday, I mean, this is a very entertaining team. They were doing more magic with that puck during their workout than you could possibly imagine. Their passing is absolutely superb. Their skating, their whole skill level is absolutely at the very top end. However, they don't do it in the game because there's no pressure.
However,
I knew you were coming to them there, Howie.
I waved my hand.
Well, you and I enjoyed the practice yesterday, and I mean, they were great.
Hey, that's the thing we should have telecast, the practice.
I'll tell you what, I'm working with two guys who like to wave their hands up here. I'm getting out of the way or I'll get a concussion. Rundqvist keeps it in at the line. Nielsen shoveled it towards the corner. Taco left it behind the net, and Utila has it there.
It'd be the first physical play in the game if there was anyway, Peter.
Now it's Lars Carlson for Team Sweden. Hagman is up to do some forechecking. Well, so-called forechecking. He was in the zone. And Janssen brings it out to center. Janssen dumps it in. It comes back to the line. Here's a shot right on Taco. And the puck goes up over the glass.
And this line,
the Labatt player of the game for Sweden will receive the new Canon EOS autofocus. Autofocus that never misses. Stop the game with the only autofocus camera quick enough to capture all the action. The Canon EOS, the official 35mm camera of the 1988 Winter Olympic Games. Here's Carlson going in right on the net, and the puck just slid wide of the open corner, and the Finns clear it out and down the ice. Good chance there by Anders Carlson to go along with the two he had in the first period. But he's 0 for 3 on chances. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Didn't hear either one?
No. I did that commercial. I heard the commercial cue, but I didn't have a clue we were going to the rest.
This telecast is protected by copyright. Any use of this telecast without permission is prohibited. 17:40 to play in the third period. Sweden 2, Finland nothing. The face-off in the Finnish zone, and the Finns are finally able to take control of the loose puck. Järvi works it as far as the line. Sodergren did a good job to keep it in. Blomqvist now behind his own net. Suominen out into the center ice area. Now Suominen will try and cross the line, and instead Sodergren got back to break that play up. Anders Carlson works into the slot area. Siren knocked him down. The puck cleared into the corner. Sodergren is after it there. And it comes out to Carlson. He got it back to the line, and the Swedes are not able to keep it in as Eldebrink had just come off the bench.
Well, Peter, I was starting to say that the line of Bergqvist, Karlsson, and Sodergren in front of Peter Lindmark has probably been the best checking line that the Swedes have had in today's game. Lindmark has played well enough. Well, you can't knock him too much. He has not had a goal scored against him as of yet. And he hasn't had an awful lot of help in front of him. However, that line that was just on the ice, Bergqvist, Karlsson, and Sodergren, do create more action out there just through their intensity. They're hard working than any other line the Swedes have had so far.
Boyanen cleared it into the zone. Seppo tried to shovel it towards the slot area. Tommy Eklund has it there. Got rid of it down the boards. That's broken up. And the Spins nearly had a great scoring opportunity in alone. Now Albalin starts out of his own zone. He'll be at the Nordiques camp later on this month. Just signed by the Quebec Nordiques hockey team. Seppo cleared it over on the boards. Gronstad's got it there. DeVerta. Up to Seppo. Dropped it to Kylanen. In behind the net. Seppo's after the loose puck. Orders are close along the boards. Seppo shovels it loose. Takes the hit along the boards. Olanen fights his way out of the corner. Nobody at the line. Now he gets the pass out, and that shot by Kylanen was wide. Here's another shot by Gronstad that missed the net. And the Swedes are able to chop it over the glass and take a whistle. .40 to go in the third period. And we're back to the kind of pattern of play that we saw in the first period and a half.
Mikael Andersson did not play in the second game. However, in 3 games, he has ended up being the leading scorer for Team Sweden here. Andersson was a late addition to this whole Team Sweden.
I'll tell you something, too. He's got a goal and 3 assists, and he's +5. The only guy in the team that's working. +5. How about that? All the superstars are minus.
He looks pretty good out there, too. I mean, he does try to break through that blue line and shows some intensity, something that we haven't seen a great deal of in this game.
Curry struggles behind the net with Thomas Jansson, and the puck is cleared out into the center ice area. Utila up to Ruutu. Curry across the line. Dumped it into the slot area. Skriko couldn't get loose. And they get it out into the center ice area. Now it's Magnus Rupe. In across the line. Did a good job using his body as a screen. Gustafsson can't get free, and now it's Jansson who has to go back to get the loose puck. Thomas Jansson, New York Islander veteran defenseman. Longtime member of the Swedish national team. Shoots it down the ice. And Utila has it there. Up to Jari Kurri. Back for Numminen. Up into the center ice area. Ruutu nearly got free. Good job to take him out of the play there by Michael Telvin. And Telvin goes after the loose puck, shovels it along the boards, and Rundqvist now gets out into the center ice area. Rundqvist across the line. All his help went to the bench, so Rundqvist circles back. Flips it for Nielsen. Then the Finns take over. Numminen. Up to Blomqvist. He gets as far as the line. And Telvin shoots it right back out again. Blomqvist to Mikko Makala. He's rubbed in along the boards there by Samuelsson. Sundstrom couldn't get loose. And the puck is shot back into the Swedish zone. Lindmark along the boards. Tikkanen broke that play up. And the puck goes up over the glass once again. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Did you hear any of that? Did you hear any of that? Okay. Okay, I'll take it. You're looking at the Labatt Canada Cup standings. If this present 2-0 lead for Sweden holds up, Sweden would move up into a second place tie with the Soviets, who play later today against Canada. and the Finns would remain winless in 5 starts in the competition. That's what the standings will look like if this 2-0 lead holds up. 13:45 to play in the 3rd period. And the Swedes chop the puck into the Finnish zone. Taco behind his net clears it around on the glass. Carlson up to do some forechecking. The Finns are able to dig it free, and Utila takes it behind his own net. Up to Gronstad, into the center ice area, and the Finns break it up once again. Ojanen clears it in across the line. Carlson effectively doing some back checking. Here's a shot toward the side of the net. Here's a chance right in front, and Lindmark didn't give the shooter much room to work on. And the Finns regroup at center. Now it's Albalin. Tried to throw it up into the middle where Sodergren was breaking free. Now here's a chance for the Finns. And another chance. And Lindmark made the first save. And then flared the high-flying puck. And held on for a face-off.
Balance. Great balance on skates.
Well, all Lindmark had to do in that second one was just play a little baseball here. Watch as number 14, Seppo, winds up with a shot. Big rebound that came out, though. That was picked up by number 22, Ojanen, but there was a rolling puck. He really drifted that one up into the high area of the net. Lindmark just coming across on his backhand and pulling that puck out of the air.
Well, the key there was he just didn't guess. He attacked the shooter and let the shooter stick make contact with the puck and then moved that left leg to make the save. He had to go down on one knee, bounce right back up, and was able to play goal. I just think great move, great save, great balance.
Well, you mentioned the key word, Howie. You were talking about balance, and it was a good piece of work there by Peter Lindmark. And now Michael Anderson, about whom we were speaking moments ago, shoots the puck in towards the side of the net. It comes back out to the line, and the Finns are able to break out. Good play there by Carlson to break up that Finnish thrust. Anderson having trouble finding a play to make, threw it up along the boards, and he managed to get the puck out into the center ice area. Siren shoots it right back in again. Lindmark shoots it right at Curry, and Curry comes around behind the net, dumped it in front, and there was Lars Pettersson to take it away from a Finnish attacker, Christian Ruutu. Now it's Eklund clearing it into the zone. Play really scrambly here in the last few minutes. Nobody really able to get anything going in a sustained kind of way, and right now there's a pile up in front of the Finnish bench, and there's no further play.
Well, we had not talked about what a disappointment Jari Kurri has been. This is the type of a tournament when you would expect a Jari Kurri to get away from his shadow Wayne Gretzky and really show what type of a hockey player he is. We talked earlier about how many goals and assists he'd scored this past year in the NHL, but I think he's really obviously missing Wayne Gretzky. He doesn't have even close to a Wayne Gretzky playing center ice for him, and he, on the other hand, hasn't shown a great deal of intensity. We've used that word a lot through the game, but boy, oh boy, all you've got to do out there is show a little bit of hustle in life. Kurri hasn't really shown any.
Talbot takes Tikkanen in on the boards. The Swedes cleared around to the line, but not out. Blomqvist fakes the shot. And now Blomqvist takes a shot towards the net. Lindmark came out and chopped it out into the center ice area. Rupe is after it. And finally, Teppo Numminen throws it over to Blomqvist. Out to center. Gustafsson shoots it inside the line. Naslund can't get to it. Michael Talbot. Now Tikkanen. Rupe poked it inside the line. 2-on-1 break. Rupe right in. Rupe trying to tuck it in. They score! Off Tikkanen, I believe, but Rupe with some nice moves will get credit for the goal.
Well, that's almost a replay of what Howie and I saw in practice yesterday. These guys, when they're on an offensive opportunity, as Rupe was right here, they can really do a lot with the puck. Rupe just held on to it. He held on to it. Taco came out. He finally committed himself. And then, very neatly, Rupe just tucked that puck in behind him. Watch it now from Taco's angle. Taco didn't make a move until the very last minute when he stuck that left pad out, but still there was enough room and enough reach for Rupe to get a hold of that puck and just tuck it in behind that goal line.
Well, Taco was mentally asleep on it as well. When Rupe went to his left over the goal line, he had to use his stick as a poke check, and he didn't. He stuck out his foot instead. Got to use the stick.
Ojanen in across the line. It's dumped out. Now here's a breakaway for Team Sweden. Kent Nielsen right in on Taco. Lost control of the puck. And it comes back out to the line. Albalin throws it in. Nielsen with another chance. Scores! No, they ruled no goal. He must have hit the crossbar. It comes back out to the line. Seppo. In across the line now. Ojanen chopped it to the corner. Seppo can't get to it. Heilinen to Seppo. And now it is taken by Team Sweden and shoveled out to the line and into the center ice area. Anders Eldebrink. 10 minutes to go in period 3. 3-0 in favor of Sweden. Anders Karlsson. And the Swedes starting to throw the puck around in their own zone a little bit carelessly now. Here's a chance for Ruutu. He scores!
Well, Peter, you had just finished saying how careless Team Sweden were in their own end zone defensively. No sooner had you said that than what a boo-boo here. Karlsson just overskated the puck. Ruutu ends up with it, and he just puts it neatly right behind Lindmark Lowe. But some real confusion there between Karlsson and Janssen. No communication whatsoever. No one took the puck. Karlsson ended up overskating it, and Ruutu, he just said, look what I've got here. A puck and no one to come at me.
So Christian Ruutu with the unassisted goal at 10-17. And it's a 3-1 hockey game now in favor of Team Sweden. Again, the situation so far as the tournament is concerned, Sweden has to win to make it into the medal round. The Finns, no matter what the score of this game, are playing their last game at this tournament.
10 minutes, 17 seconds.
Gronlund throws it up into the center ice area. Telvin sets it up. Rupe brings it into the zone, and Hannu Virta goes behind his own net. Rupe up to do some forechecking. Rupe shovels it into the open side, goes after it, has two players battling to keep him away from the puck, and now Curry starts back. Missed a body check, was checked, and now the Finns get control again. Here is Skriko. Skriko's shot off a defender. Here's a puck chopped towards the open side. Skriko controls again. Something's happened. They've decided to play hockey in the last 10 minutes of the hockey game. Rupe shovels it out over his own line. And Blomqvist retreats to his own zone. Now it'll be Jari Kurri for Finland. Numminen to Blomqvist. Long pass up through the center ice area, broken up and chopped back into the Finnish zone. Blomqvist tries again. Tikkanen let it go down the boards. It's chopped around now, and here comes Rundqvist. And he cleared it promptly into the Finnish bench to stop sustained play. 8:20 to go in period 3. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Sweden 3, Finland 1. 8:20 to play in the third period from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. We hope you're enjoying this Canada Cup preliminary round hockey game. Sweden trying to advance to the medal round with a victory. Finland trying to finish out this tournament on a positive note, and there have been precious few positive notes in this tournament for the Finns, who brought a lot of talent here, but who haven't been able to make the most of it. Now the Finns chop it out to center ice. Suominen works his way in across the line. They have to regroup at center on a delayed offside. Numminen Back to Blomqvist. Quarters are close behind the net. It's chopped around on the boards and out into the center ice area, and Lars Carlson throws it across ice to Janssen. Nielsen. Boy, he's really skated pretty well for a guy who supposedly had a bad leg. Janssen chopped it in behind the net.
But he's handled the puck like a plumber. That's not his trademark.
No, he didn't look great on that breakaway that he had.
I knew if I set you up enough, you'd disagree with me once.
Well, the magic man and the magic hands weren't really there. Kent Nielsen had 2 good at scoring opportunities in all alone back a few shifts ago. Didn't connect on either of them.
Seppo now breaks in on the right side. Lindmark came out, took the loose puck away, and cleared it to a teammate, Michael Talbot, and he just gets rid of it down the ice. Here's Sodergren after it in the corner. He's working against Siren, and cleared it around on the side. And Talbot now takes over in the neutral zone. He shoots it right back in. That's a delayed offside. But they will let the Finns try and bring it out. Seppo cleared it down to Lindmark. Calvin taken out of the play. Samuelson goes after it, gave it away. Now here's Seppo behind the net. Yuri Seppo tried to center it. Seppo keeps control, sets it up now for Viren. Here's the shot right on, and it just missed. And it's cleared around on the boards, and we'll have a penalty called for roughing against Team Sweden.
Well, this could give Finland an excellent opportunity to get right back in this hockey game.
Michael Talbot, the culprit.
Watch in front of Lindmark, just to his right. You will see Talbot moving across, and then he comes across with that cross check, and then he ends up holding the Finnish player as well. So not much question that Talbot was going to end up in the penalty box over that one.
How dumb can you be cross-checking a guy who's standing in front of you high on the shoulders? All you got to do is dig him in the kidneys, and you don't knock him down, and you don't get a penalty, and use your head.
Howie, especially in a 3-1 hockey game with 6 minutes to go, and Sweden desperately needing the win here. Not a very disciplined penalty that Talbot took at all.
If we'd have started it in the first 5 minutes of the first period, we might have had some fun here this afternoon.
Naslund shovels it towards the line. Naslund working hard along the boards. Ben Gustafsson comes over to help out, and they combine to shovel it out into the neutral zone. Talbot for roughing at 13:20. And so the Finns now with perhaps a last gasp opportunity to make the final 6 minutes interesting. Here's Newman and keeping it in the zone to Jari Kurri. Around on the boards for Ruutu. Hagman running along the boards. It's back into the slot. Here's a chance. And a good sliding defensive play there by Ben Gustafsson. He gets it out into the center ice area. Naslund works away. And then promptly chops it back down to his own line as he took a hit from Ruutu.
Well, as you'll recall, Team Sweden has had some of their better scoring opportunities when they've been killing a penalty in today's game.
Maybe the referee's to blame. We should have had more penalties.
Delay a game.
Kurri. Kurri over on this near side to Ojanen. Utilin out to Kurri. Tikkanen, who has been almost invisible in this hockey game, clears it in across the line. Kurri can't get free, and it comes back out to Utili at center. Finn slow to get out of the zone. Rundqvist able to just clear it back to his own line to Carlson. And now Thomas Janssen clears it out and down the ice. 25 seconds left in the penalty to Michael Talbot of Sweden. 3-1 is the score in the hockey game for Sweden. 4:35 to go in the third period. Ojanen across the line. And Albalin broke that up and shoots it right back out again. Tikkanen shovels it up along the boards to Kilonen. Lindmark just kind of dodged it towards the corner. Now here's a chance, and that shot was wide, and Naslund's got the puck and shoots it out of the zone. Sodergren. Gustafsson. Now it's chopped into Lindmark. And it comes up to Sodergren. Håkan Södergren shoots it down into the behind the net. Curry. Long pass up for Skriko. Streaks in on the side. Lindmark got there first. Curry will try his luck. Took the shot towards the net. Blocked by the defense and chopped back out to center. And the teams are back at full strength, and we've got 3.5 minutes to go in the hockey game. Siren run over there by Gustafsson. Or Bergqvist, rather. Now Ruutu tries to dig it free along the boards and does. And it's chopped back down into the finish zone once again. Curry could not get to the long pass. Shot down the ice. Lindmark clears it right back out again. Now it is Carlson, Lars Carlson, checked in the neutral ice area. Here's Jari Kurri. Up this time for Helminen. Helminen is checked. And it's shot back out and down the ice.
Well, if the Swedes get out of this game with a win, one thing Tommy Sandlin will be appreciative of is that they haven't even used up a half a tank of gas, and yet they're going to end up with a win most likely here, so they'll be fresh going into the semifinals anyway.
2 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the third period. Sweden 3 and Team Finland 1.
The Finns have had some difficulties pulling their team together in Canada Cup. They've complained a lot. They've complained about their travel schedule, about a lot of the little things, and I think that has meant a great deal in the Finns win-loss column as well. They have not played as a team. They have not shown any competition, and they said that they haven't had any fun really over here. Well, we all know winning is fun, and they haven't been doing any of that. However, I think that they are a little bit of a spread-apart team out there. They don't play as a unit.
Uttila cleared it back into his own zone. Takes the return pass. Up on the boards now to Mikko Makala. Munyanen, or Suominen rather, couldn't control it. Now Gronstad clears it towards the corner. Samuelson's after it. Makala moves up, takes a hit. 5 players along the boards, and finally it comes out to the line. And Michael Talbot. Weak pass looking for Nielsen, who was breaking through the middle. Nielsen nearly got a loose puck once again. Now it's Makala. Albalin tries to make the check. Michael Talbot comes across, gets the loose puck, and starts back out of his own zone. 1 minute and 45 seconds to play in the third period. Uttila. Just throw it back into his own zone. Kaminen is checked. Gustafsson throws it in front. And a good scoring opportunity there for Ruppe. And the puck kind of bounced on him as he went to shoot it. Now Team Finland manages to get it across the line. Skriko is checked. Has to go back into his own zone. There's another giveaway, this time to Naslund. And he just gets rid of it into the corner. 1 minute and 15 seconds to play in the third period. Naslund bodied along the boards. The Finns take control. Uttila just shoots it out and down the ice off a Finnish defender, so no icing. It comes to the line, and they try and keep it in, and Berta did that right in front of Ron Finn, and there was no chance he'd get away with it.
Well, all the Swedes have to worry about right now is making sure defensively, how he had talked about their abilities behind the blue line. They've got to make sure coverage-wise they've got their man. And Lindmark right now is halfway out to the blue line, probably looking for a drink of water. Finland have called a timeout. They are going to attempt, obviously, to get Taco out of the net with a minute to go. They know if they are going to at least try to gain a tie, they're going to have to score a goal early in order to have another chance at another one.
So here are the Labatt Canada Cup standings once again, and we have arbitrarily awarded Sweden 2 points for this victory with a minute to go in the hockey game. And the Swedes now cannot finish second. The Soviets, I think, will finish in second spot, but those two teams will play in all likelihood in the next round, although we'll have to wait and see what the U.S. and the Czechs do, of course, in a later game here from Sydney.
Well, gentlemen, I think both these clubs this afternoon, and maybe during the whole tournament, we're looking for some leadership. Naslund has to do something. Nielsen has to do something. And Telvin, I think, have to really work up a sweat in order for the Swedes to get going. And on the other hand, Curry hasn't worked up a sweat. Strico has done absolutely nothing, and Makela too. And when the other guys, the bit players, see these fellas not giving out 100%, not doing anything constructive on offense or defense, they're liable to slow down a little bit too.
I'll say this for the Swedes, Howie. I think they've been one of the more impressive teams in the tournament that has come over from Europe. And now that's not saying much given the way the Czechs have played and the Finns have played. But Taco is out of the net, by the way, for Team Finland, so they have 6 attackers on the ice now with 30 seconds to go. But I do think the Swedes have played pretty well in a couple of games that they have lost, and now they haven't played quite as well, and it appears they're going to come away with a victory. So we'll see if they are made of better stuff when they get to the medal round, as it appears they are going to now. As the second stick on the clock, there's Lindmark once again. He's been first class, taking that shot away from Jari Kurri. And now the Swedes just shovel it out into the center ice area, and the second stick down. Esa Tikkanen nearly gave it away to Naslund. Here's Kurri setting it up in the slot, and Ruutu with the last shot of the hockey game, and it doesn't get through. And Sweden moves on to the medal round of the 1987 Canada Cup by virtue of a 3-1 victory over Team Finland.
Well, Peter Lindmark played a pretty good game for Sweden. All things aside, that last save that he made point blank on Jari Kurri showed Lindmark's speed, his abilities to stand up, and his abilities to anticipate as well.
Got great maneuverability on skates, and he's very, very smart. And although we didn't get a chance this afternoon to see him use his stick, I think he's as good a goaltender as I've seen in a long time with the stick. Certainly, I would think in this afternoon's game, Lindmark was head and shoulders better than Taco, and I am a great Taco supporter. I think somewhere along the line is going to be a great goaltender. Got all the tools to be a super one in the National Hockey League.
Doesn't it surprise you, Howie, that Lindmark hasn't been given a chance in the NHL?
It certainly does, because some of these National League clubs are taking 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, trying to make them goaltenders 5 years before they're ready. There's a guy who could come along and apparently do just one heck of a job for you. And he doesn't beat himself. That's the key to playing goal. Do not beat yourself. Make the guy with the puck beat you. I like him. Can I say something here?
The mic is open, sir.
He earned it with his feet.
So Kent Nielsen and Kerry Taco, respectively, are the players of the game. This is the Labatt Canada Cup 87. Some good Finnish players on teams where they don't have to be leaders. I don't know that there is a Finnish player in the NHL today that you could really call a leader in its team. Okay? Yeah. They may be good followers, but they don't lead very well.
Lots of times during the season, Curry gives you that impression, though, that he does enough.
shots on goal in the third period for Team Sweden 3 for a game total of 21. Team Finland 9 for a game total of 23.
There's your final score of this afternoon's hockey game. Team Sweden over Team Finland, 3-1 the final count from Center 200 here in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Sweden now advances to the next round playoffs. They don't know who they'll be playing yet, either the Soviet Union or Team Canada. As far as Finland is concerned, major disappointment for this tournament, going through without a single victory, a single point, a single tie. They go home empty-handed. Now let's go upstairs to the three good guys.
All right, Jimmy, thank you very much. Howie, we were talking during the commercial break about leadership. The Finns did not appear to have it in this tournament, and I suggested that one of the things about the Finns is that even though they have some good individual players, even those who play in the NHL don't necessarily have to be the leaders on their teams, because other players on the NHL clubs perform that role. Agree?
Yes, I certainly do agree. Although during the year I see Jari Kurri do a tremendous amount of things, both offensively and defensively, and back in his own zone. And a lot of games in Edmonton and on the road as well, I've seen him be a leader. But on that club that he plays with, there are 5 or 6 others.
All right, Gary, we've seen 3 games. You and I have done 3 games involving Team Sweden. I would think this one would perhaps be their least impressive performance. We know they're capable of playing better because they've showed it. What are they going to have to do better in the medal round than they did in this game if they are to get to the final?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. Play like they did last Saturday night against the Soviets, and that's all they've got to do. Last Saturday night, and we don't want to keep harping back on how they played then, but they were aggressive. They were the most aggressive Swedish team that I've ever seen. They all were taking the body. They were moving the puck as they're capable of, and they had everything from great goaltending on Lindmark's part right straight out. However, then, they disappeared in the next game. They came alive, obviously, against the Czechs. They've been a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde hockey team.
All right, I see Bob Johnson is standing by with Jim Van Orn downstairs, and I know the coach has some other things to do. Let's get down to Jim Van Orn with the USK coach. Jim?
Thank you very much, Peter. Bob, first of all, your thoughts on Sweden's victory this afternoon?
Well, we're obviously disappointed. You know, we were pulling for Finland. If Finland would have won the game we're in, and it would have been nice for us because I could have played a couple of players that certainly deserved to play that hadn't played so far in the tournament.
You're in a situation now you need a tie to get into the playoff round.
Well, I think it goes down there. You know exactly what you have to do. You have to win or tie the game tonight, and the Czechs have to get a victory. So I think it'll make for a very exciting hockey game.
What strategy do you have to employ going in against the Czechs? A very strong, very good skating team.
Well, if we found out if we can get ahead of the Czechs, we'll get more opportunities if we're ahead than if we're behind. All these teams are very good defensively, and it seems the first goal or two are so important, and usually the team that scores the first goal wins the game.
Their goaltender has been very, very good. Dominik Hasek has played outstandingly well throughout the tournament.
Well, so is Johnny Van Briesbach, who will be on the net for the U.S. team tonight, so you'll see 2 of the finer goalies in the game tonight.
Your team, as far as talent goes, is not up to snuff as far as the Soviets or the Canadians are concerned, but they've been very, very well coached. You've had them very, very well prepared going in against your opponents.
Oh, we've had a good tournament, you know. I think we proved we were very, very competitive. We beat Finland and played very good defensively. We beat a very good Swedish team. We played very well against the Canadian team and felt we should have got at least a point in that game. And the Russians just were outstanding against us, I thought. It's the best team we've seen in the tournament so far, the night the Russians beat us. And now they tell me the Czechs, and I watched the tapes this afternoon, and they look like the other teams. They got a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Canadian, a little bit of Swedish and Finn in them. So it's been a great tournament, and we want to be in the semifinals because now you're playing sudden death hockey, and then if we can, play Canada in the first round, we know exactly where we're playing. But when you get down to sudden death, death hockey. You can certainly be you have a chance to win, and we want to be in Montreal on Wednesday night.
Okay, thanks very much, Bob. Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
Game's coming up. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. That's the story from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Team Sweden over Team Finland. Final score here, 3-1. Back shortly.